Hey there, I'm Hemayel Martina.
This is Lee Bob Black interviewing Hemayel Martina.
I'm a poet because I think poetry is the easiest way for me to convey um, my passion, my love for my island. That's first, and also convey my concerns for my islands, regarding my islands. So that's why I'm a poet. It has certainly to do with my relationship with not only my island, which is what my book is primary about, but it has to do also with my personal relationship um, that I just write my feelings, which is easier sometimes than even saying it. There are instances that it is a combination of both for me, and maybe sometimes even a struggle in the poem to try to seek the balance and see okay, which way to go, what to follow, your heart or your mind.
In English, your book is Worried Ancestor Rest in Peace. And in your language, it's called.
Ansestro Preokupá Sosegá.
Okay. So, why did you name your poetry collection, your debut collection, that?
It has to do with my personal relationship that I had with my grandmother. So the title is saying "Rest in Peace," and hypothetically speaking, if she was observing everything that I was doing, I have been doing since she passed away, in plenty of occasions, I think that she would have been worried, concerned, and at a certain point, it was actually not because of her, but um, in respect and appreciation from all that she did, all the sacrifices she did for me and my family. I said like, okay, I'll try to be a better man and do my best, and in that case, you should just rest in peace, Granny. So the title, that's why it's really ancestor, which is really like Granny, just rest in peace. And then I put it on a more national scale and added more ancestors in the book. The second reason why I titled it "Worried Ancestors" is to emphasize one of my aims with the book, which was to actually reflect on the good deeds of plenty of our ancestors that contributed to the development of my island. So in that case, Curaçao. So in that case, yeah, I thought it was a good idea to have the word ancestor there. So I mean, it's immediately there. The book Word Ancestor Rest in Peace um, consists of a short biography of one paragraph of the ancestors and a poem that is actually from the perspective of the ancestor. And in the poems, I actually questionize things that I think we should change from the perspective of my ancestors. So assuming that okay, they will say this or think this because this is the life they conducted, these were the things they did. So the bad things, I'll say, are somewhat in the poems. So you can, it's not really clear there, but it's a bit hidden between the lines. I really talk about the things that if someone from Curaçao read it, they will know immediately to say, okay, yeah, that is what he is talking about. but I didn't do it. I didn't have a direct approach. Say, okay, I'm criticizing this particular project or this particular person. It was more a metaphor. Um,
Did you ever write love poetry?
yes, I did.
Did you give it to girlfriends?
Yeah, actually, what yeah, actually, what happened was that I, I had a whole collection. It was actually bigger than longer than this collection. That the relationship was almost at its end, and it was difficult for me to actually say what I wanted to say. I didn't know where to start, and I wrote it and just say, "Here is where I am. You decide where you are." For me, poetry is about perfection. So you have to it sometimes you come naturally and it's like boom, the best. But for me, it's really about like perfecting it, taking time. But in this case, what I did is just like wrote it. I mean, what I felt, it just went really smooth and didn't edit it at all. So it was really clear. I mean, I say from your heart to the paper, boom. The whole process for me is actually feeling it. I mean, it has to do a lot with feeling, and first feel it, and then I reason it, and the perfection part of it is the more the reasoning part, and at the end the combination of feeling. Because I think at the end, I mean, when you read it, you have to feel it, and yeah, that is for me the part of perfecting it to actually make it at. I'm talking about this particular topic, but my public can actually relate to that in one way or the other. This is my first book, and I'm not, and poetry is not something that everyone actually, I mean, will leave their home and go and buy it at a bookstore. The marketing was one that we choose, that we went to the people, in the sense that we had a holistic approach. We call holistic approach that with the message of the book, we had music, we had art, and we had also short lectures. So the short lectures were actually that we went to schools, high schools, middle schools, and we went to also three primary schools, not that much, and we just had fun with the kids. And it wasn't that much about the book. It was a lot about the message that actually was behind the book. It wasn't that much planned. It was me and my friend Levi Silvani. He is a singer, a well-known singer in Curaçao in Holland, and he had his guitar, and we had like little presentations that we made together, like me reciting some poems and he singing his songs. And it was really that all the kids actually live with us. So what we managed to do is bring a topic that you can say maybe is boring, talk about history, ancestors, blah, blah, and make it somewhat more lively and more colorful, and that actually really helped. And when the kids went home, they went and tell their parents, "Hey, we had this in school, this school." So the ones that actually have the money to buy it knows about it then. And another thing we did is we had some video clip. We shoot one video clip, and we wanted really that kids to be part of it. So when we went to the schools, we encouraged the kids to come to the video, to the shooting, and so they involved their parents in, and parents were involved in, and yeah, and then we got that group. Another aspect of the marketing approach was that we had a really extensive media tour. It was a hectic one, and we approached it as a CD, as this book is a song, and because the management team is their first experience distributing and marketing a book, and they have plenty of experience with actually bands and with solo artists. So they had that same approach in the in the media tour with me. So we went to all the TV shows, and it was funny because at programs that are really about gossip and stuff like that, we turn the whole spirit and make it a little bit more conscious, a little bit more yeah, a little bit more conscious. Talk about the issues in our island and at our island. We had a show that was the first time unprecedented show in Curaçao where we had one night of only poetry and song. I mean, in Curaçao we don't. It's the first time we had it, and it was really in terms of us, me and my friend Levi Silvani, actually planning it was really simple. It really came out of our heart. It was just he came with a song, I came with a poem, and it was full. And everybody lived with it, and that was the most rewarding experience of all that. Unbelievable that it's still for me difficult to actually comprehend why people actually thought it will be great at the first instance, and then to come there and actually at the end actually feel it. So I have a couple of ideas for the second edition of the collection, but I also have some plans with regard to this collection. Because the idea at first was for it not to be just a book. It is it has a whole project around it, and this year will be the year that we will actually focus on the project, and so that sometime in the end of this year or probably next year, the second edition can come. With regard to the project, it's the following: to have first of all to work with schools where it will be part of the curriculum for children to actually search and interview their neighbors, their elderly neighbors or elderly people in their family about their family or people in Curaçao that passed away that passed away, and based on that interview have some short paragraphs similar maybe as we have in the book, and then post it online on a website where it will be like a archive, and it will not be only the short biographies that will be collected by produced by the students, but it will be also a poem similar. So it will be just the concept of the book actually getting it into school and get schools to work with us in that and help in the process of collecting and get as much information of the elderly people that yeah, that their time, that the clock is ticking. So to get them and to get as much information from them and involving the youth in that. And another part is a summer school where for about 3 weeks young kids will just come there, and we will have historians come by to give them lectures about school, about our history. We will have music in it for sure, and they will go to like historic places, and they will also write, produce. So it will be like a writing summer school. We will have renowned writers in Curaçao that will contribute in that. From the work of the students, it is the idea to come with a second edition. So it won't be actually my full input. It will be more the input of other students. So yeah. And yeah, tudo goes bom. Danke, was bom dia. Doei.